There we are. We are live.
Are we live? Good, good. And I bet you guys thought we weren't going to show up tonight. That's what you thought.
Here. Sorry.
You thought we weren't going to show up, but here we are, live and in somewhat living color. Yeah. Hello, everybody out there. How are you guys? I see you in the chat. Imperium Vol, Rebel Comics. Rebel Comics just recovering from surgery.
Yeah, we hope Larry's doing well. He says he's a bit sore, but he's doing better.
And it's always you know, I've had light surgeries, nothing that they've had to put me under for. Although I think they should put me under for everything because I'm like, you want to do what? Put me under. We can't do that.
Yep.
You know, and it's like, and I never have the right insurance for it too. Yeah, your insurance doesn't cover that without like X amount of money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay, whose insurance covers it? That's what I'm about to switch to. You know, because I can call some brothers in here to whoop my ass or knock me out. Is that what I need to have done? Grandpa's Comic Con in the house says, sup, Grandpa's Comic Con. I need your address so I can send your book out that you won. And the iNDIE Volt. I need to get your address. I forgot about that. If you can get that to me, you can email Facebook. You can do it in Facebook. Grandpa's Comic Con won the issue of Iva. Remember we did the iNDIE Volt? iNDIE Volt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they won, and I've been waiting. I'm like, I gotta get that book out in the mail very quickly.
Oh,
so yeah,
it's been a while since we did one of those. How soon are we going to do another one?
I don't know. It's supposed to be random.
Oh, it's very random, depending on if anybody sends us free shit to give away.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, folks, we need your shit. Give us your shit to give away. Come on,
send us the shit. Then we got.
Should remind everybody we're TVMA DLSV, where the V stands for Varian.
We're gonna add GGA on the bottom at the back of that too.
No, we don't.
Oh, I thought we're gaining ground aggressively. I thought
we are, but we really don't need to add it.
Yeah, I can't wait because today we're gonna talk about a lot of these. We're gonna talk about a lot of these new illustrators gaining ground aggressively, and and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be terrific. Just got Eric Houghton's book in the mail today. Oh, and he's not here, but yeah,
cool.
It is pretty cool. If you there's a page in there where there's a car accident on that book, Grandpa's Comic Con, Mark, and the accident happens on Varian and Grant. So it's very cool that keep your eyes peeled for that. Rebel Comics is. I'm gonna have Varian covers. See,
there you are.
A new illustrator gaining ground aggressively. And yes, Griff Kangs. That's right, Griff Kangs.
Griff Kangs. Yes,
Griff Kangs is here. We'll talk about that. We're gonna talk about some really ridiculous stuff that happened in the industry. Oh my goodness, we're gonna talk about it. Talk about people. Probably gonna hurt some feelings. Maybe not. Might not hurt anybody's feelings, but it'll make people that much more smarter.
That's why we brought Jason Lennox on, so people can blame him.
Right. Well, hey, you gotta have a patsy, I guess you'd call it, right?
That's right.
There we are.
So we're gonna hit the intro and come back. We'll introduce ourselves and we'll get into today's show. I'm gonna roll the intro right now.
Don't hurt. The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of iNDIE Volt Media, LLC, and do not reflect the official policy or position of any guest or sponsors. Viewer discretion is advised.
Viewer discretion.
Viewer discretion. That's a viewer with a V.
What do we say? What do we do that's so bad? Seriously.
You said we were going to talk about some shit today.
Well, yeah. Hello, everybody out there. My name is Varian Grant. I am the founder of iNDIE Volt Media LLC. Started making comics back in 2008. And I'm a comic book artist, writer, publisher, distributor now. Comic book. I would say critic, but we dogged the critic last week, so I guess I can't say that. Yeah, comic book all around no good Nick. I don't know how to do anything else.
It's a comic no good, Nick.
Yeah,
Terrible.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Again, comic book. New illustrator. Gaining ground aggressively. That's what I am. And
One of the sup ass boys.
one of the sub-ass boys. That's right. And I'm here as always, joined by the lovely indie princess Lola. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
And Mr. Randy Zim. How are you?
Indie Princess not going to introduce herself? Just say hello.
I think she always says hello.
I just say hello.
Doesn't even talk about the shoe can.
Yeah.
Sponsored by IndieCron.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's going across the screen right now.
Oh, okay. Cool. Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I am an alternative and independent comics creator, publisher, and everything. I've done everything in the direct market that you can imagine, except maybe cosplay. And I've done it for many, many years. I'm currently restarting Arrow Comics, and we'll be publishing some books here, hopefully towards the middle of the year. It'll be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to getting that out. And we're about to crowdfund our first book, which is going to be a phenomenal anthology book called Indie Volt Revolt, where we're going to have people that you see or hear here on this channel actually do short stories and kind of a portfolio piece to show people what we can do. And it's already, the stories I've already got in are amazing. We've got a few more promised to come in, and once those look like they're coming in-house, we'll start that campaign and we'll get it rolling. But it's going to be over 100 pages at this point with some phenomenal covers. It's going to be awesome. So, hey, M3SOZ, how you doing?
Sup ass boys. Yeah.
That's right.
Sup Griff Kings. Yeah. Very involved. You drop this king. I think I want to get a Griff King t-shirt with King the Conqueror. Yeah, the Griff King t-shirts, man. You got to get them. We should have made those a long time ago.
We can do that.
Yeah. Griff Kings.
A drunken Griff Kang.
Yeah.
Kind of staggering around.
Buy my book.
Buy my book.
JD Calderon, how are you, sir?
I'm very good. My name's JD Calderon. I'm the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles, soon to be up on Kickstarter. Actually, it'll be up tomorrow. So
cool.
Go check those out. You can find me on Facebook under JD Calderon and YouTube.
Excellent. And we're joined tonight by Jason Lennox. Hello, Jason.
Hey, how's it going? So I'm Jason Lennox. I'm mostly an artist. Sometimes I write a little bit. I'm working on my 11th book right now, Lords of the Cosmos issue 4, which is on Kickstarter. It's now 127% funded with a couple weeks to go.
Sweet.
It's really exciting. Exciting to be on the show with JD Calderon. I got to meet him years ago. Dude's super talented, knows a ton about comics. So I'm just kind of excited to get to be on this appearance with JD because he's legit. This is exciting to me to see JD again.
We're all fake, but JD's legit.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Randy's legit
right?
too.
Yeah.
I'm the only fake around here. I'm the only.
You're the only fake.
Listen, the only thing he has going for him is his wife and his hat. That's it.
There we go. And the great indievoltradio.com. What do we have numbers up yet? Or we're still warming up the machinery?
Still get those. Brother comments, I want to be a Griff King. Give me that money. Yeah. Everyone wants to be a Griff King. Yeah.
That is not a goal that you want to strive for. Yeah, it seems to be a goal for some. Probably too many.
All right, so we're going to jump into the first question of the night. And it will be
somebody typing.
I did. Sorry. I'll stop.
That's all right. just know that when you do, we can hear it. So it's all good.
We can always do that. So we're going to jump into the first question of the night here. And it is from Joe M. And prepare for the artists in the chat to be all kinds of upset.
Is this that doozy you were warning us about? Joe M., thanks for writing in. Question about Prince. That's Prints, not the singer. If I own a piece of original art and I'm not an artist of the piece, just own the original art, can I make prints and to sell them? I asked because the original artist of the piece sent me an email legally threatening me. Joe M. It's not like he was asking our permission. Because if you'd asked our permission, we'd have said, "Don't do it."
Yeah. Joe, while you own the original art, you don't own production rights. You would have had to pay extra for that. So you do not own production rights. When you buy a piece of original art, it is yours, and it is yours to display, to ship around the country if you need to, but it is not yours to make reproductions of and share with others like that. Now, if you want to make a copy of it and send it and take that original and put it in a safe, that's fine. But you can't make originals or you can't make copies of it and distribute it amongst friends and anybody. That's just not going to happen. It's illegal, and you could probably find yourself in a legally actionable position. There, I was nice about it.
This is a weird question. Who's buying? Yeah. Who does that?
Jason, Jason, do you listen to the program very often?
I'm starting to. I need to expand my brain a little bit.
We get a wide variety of questions from a wide variety of listeners. God bless them all.
Someone's got to bless them. That's what.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Varian said, though. It's like if you don't own the copyright on it and you didn't pay for those extra rights from the artist, you don't own it. You can get into a lot of trouble. And then also, we don't know what the artwork is. You know, are you selling a picture of Wolverine that was drawn by, I don't know, Joe Quesada or something? Like, you know, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. So you want to stay away from that sort of thing.
Yeah. Imperium Volt says, I just backed Lords of the Cosmos. Looks amazing.
Cool. Wow.
Nice. There you go.
All right. Wow. Thank you.
Mention, and you're getting the Indie Volt bump already.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? If they can make prints of the art in the book and make money, maybe I should work for them. I don't know. It's the reverse of the Joe M's question.
Rebel Comics says the answer is no. That's a deal when you commission the piece. Yeah, if you commission the piece, you might actually have reproduction rights on it.
Right.
Yeah, you might have reproduction rights on a piece that you commission. Like I got a piece. Mike Brill drew my original character. I paid handsomely for that. I told Mike I would like to reproduce it as a trading card or something at some point once I find somebody who can ink it. And he was like, okay, that's fine. And he charged me accordingly. Imperium Role says on this question, you know, he just didn't understand the concept of production rights versus ownership. Yeah. And I think, but now he knows. Imperium says he got all 4 issues.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Nice.
Sweet. Thank you, Imperium.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, when it comes to just buying a piece and then thinking that you can reprint that and sell prints at shows, we've got a video clip for that.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
It's not how this works. You can't.
It's not how this works. Joe, I'm sorry. When you buy original art, you only have to worry about provenance and ownership back to the person who created the art. It's yours to enjoy, frame, put in your house, show it to friends, whatever you have to, but you cannot reproduce it and resell it. That's usually up to another publisher and requires further contracts and agreements between yourself and the originator of the piece.
Mm-hmm. And I think that Joe's already done it because if he's got an email legally threatening him,
Yeah.
Joe, I'm sorry, you're in the wrong here. So
Daniel says, yeah, I've had a major artist do a commission for my character, and I asked their permission to use it for a future cover. They said yes, and they were glad I asked first. Yeah. Well, all it takes is to ask.
Yep.
Howdy, y'all, says Agency Studios. Jody McPhee. Hello.
Joe, how you doing?
John Martin says, what up, guys? Joe is some kind of dumb. Yeah, you can't do that, Joe.
There's a difference between being dumb and not knowing better.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
He figured he had a piece of original art. People liked it and wanted a copy of it, so he made a copy of it and sold it. So
yeah.
Well, I would say to the comment about having the commission piece done for a cover, I would just do like a basic artist release just to, you know, because then the person could say, I didn't mean that. I didn't say that.
Yeah. I mean, in the case of you know, and I don't know if I'll ever release that piece. I mean, I got it, but I remember I got his last. Mike carries around these small cards with hologram on it and his signature that he puts them in the packaging. That basically, you know, it's an official Mike Grill piece if you got that. You know, he signs it and dates it, so you know it's official, which is great. You know, I like that, and I think it costs extra $5. So I think you know, and then to make that money, and I'm gonna start doing it. It counts. Do you want this to be official? You need my official card. Although he only has a certain amount of them. I think I know I bought his last one at a convention I was at, and was that North Dakota or South Dakota, Lola? South Dakota, okay, yeah.
Probably South Dakota, yeah.
So yeah, let's see here.
I just want to point out that I feel this is really wild because, and I typed during the show and I got typing in trouble, which is cool, but it was odd because what I was doing was sending a release to an artist, which is ironic what we're talking about, to say like, you know, this is you know, the legal ownership is not with you. You're a for work person and everything else, because you want to get all that done on the upfront. Because what you don't want to do is, well, hey, you did that. Well, no, I didn't want you to use it that way. So, so I'm glad I was typing, because it just reminded me of that. Like, do a release.
Yeah.
How hard is it? You can download one, ask around. They're not hard to get. Just get a release, because if someone says, yes, you may use this as a cover, it's not a bad idea if, you know, you paid someone some money that you know, if they said, well, you couldn't do it, say, no, I had you sign this artist release here, and I paid you $200 to do this, and I can use it for whatever I want. I mean, it's not hard. And if someone doesn't want to do that, and you want to use it for something that's reprinted, why would you pay them?
MWSOZ says, well, you could always trace it and make prints of it. I guess maybe I shouldn't give you ideas. Exigency says, for the record, that is not me. Yeah, it's another Joe M. Yeah. And one graph I used to see, Imperial Voices, one graph I used to see was a dude pay to get a sketch at a convention with a big artist of his original character, then turn around and put it in his comic. Guest art by, that's
Yeah.
He should have asked first, not just assumed he could, says John Martin. That is true. Jake says, Exceeding Studios good, or he be up on the grift throne. John Martin says, so not knowing better excuses at work here. Exceeding says, I don't want to grift nothing. Jake says, on the spot, that's rude. I bought a comic that featured art from George Tusker, which turns out to be a quick convention sketch that appeared in the back of the book. Yikes.
Yeah.
And I actually bought his book on the basis of having some of Tusker's last work. Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful with that stuff, man. That can get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, you know, I say that knowing that I once had a friend whose name was Stanley. And he's like, hey, man, if I shorten my name down to Stanley and say, hey, unwritten published stories in Stan Lee's notebook, put it on eBay, and then I can make some money. And I'm like, you could, of course, I get your ass kicked when they come find you. And yeah, here's our next question. This is a good one.
Carlisle, thanks for writing in. I've been trying to get my comic noticed by mainstream media for about 2 years now. I decided to try to build from the ground up in the indie community. Same damn result. How the fuck do you get some exposure?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you,
Carlisle.
Can I go first?
Oh, of course.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Carlisle. You can't. We're all doomed. Listen, Carlisle. I've been tight for a couple days now. I want you to understand something. I have created a whole television network, a radio station, a website, and these you know what's will not let you help them. They don't want to be helped. They like the crackhead uncle that come to Thanksgiving dinner and you make him a plate because you're gonna see him one time a year. That's it. He gone. They do not want to be helped. And unfortunately for you, trying to break into the mainstream media, they were never going to accept you. Not until you do something that's worth, them looking at it, what they decide is looking at it, or worth looking at. And then the indie guys, you're better off just quit. Just draw comics for people who they've tapped and chosen. Just quit. Just give it up. Fuck.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
All right. So is it RIL? Okay. So here's the first thing you do. You contact that guy all the way up in the top box. His name is Varian. He'll bring you on the show, and then you can promote your book. And then you go to other podcasts and you do the same. And you build up an audience that way. And that's just how or that guy too.
No. Wait a minute. There we go.
Yeah. So that's what you do. You got to build it from the ground up. It's going to take a while. Eventually when conventions are back, you can do it there as well. One customer at a time. But
Daphne Lage is in the chat that says Mount Everest is littered with the bodies of people who died of exposure.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'd like to chime in. I have two thoughts on this. Some guys that I always talk to at conventions said to me, this was a few years ago, they said, yeah, the guy that's the new big thing has been doing it for at least 10 to 15 years. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. So the grind to get whatever that level of notoriety and fame, the people that you see getting it, they didn't just start today. They could have been working on it, for decades, plural, and they get there. But I would also say, and I can only speak for myself, I like to make comics because I really enjoy it. If I get attention, that's cool. And I make it a point to try to get attention and to build that reach. But if I just did this for myself, I would gain enjoyment out of that. I do it because I like it. I don't do it to get notoriety or fame or whatever you want to call it. And I think if you're doing this because you actually enjoy it, guys like JD, guys like Varian, guys like Zim, they're doing this because they like it. They're not doing it. They're not doing it for like an extra reason. And I think the other
me out.
it comes with it. So I think if you're doing it to get fame, I don't know that necessarily works. But I think if you're doing it because you dig doing it, I think those benefits will come, and they may come slowly. But if you do it because you like it, who cares if it's slow or not? It is what it is. Like I said, I just enjoy making funny books. And art. So, to me, it's its own reward. If people dig it and they come along for the ride, that's awesome. But if they didn't, I would still do it because I like it. And that's kind of cheesy after school special kind of stuff, but it's how I feel about it.
And I found that some of this attention comes when you're not looking.
Yeah.
Or you're not out there screaming. You get that knock on your door or a call or a text. You do comics. You're local. We need to do a spot on you. And now RIL, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Varian. RIL, you say you went to try to get noticed by the mainstream media. I have to break it to you. You can't send a press release to ABC News and expect to go national. You need to start local. You need to start small. Get your local newspaper involved. Get your local TV stations involved. Send them a copy of the book and some press releases and say, hey, I'm here in your area and I do funny books. And you'll find that eventually they'll have a dead spot where they don't have anything to talk about, or they want to do a human relations piece. They might actually call you out of the blue and go, hey, since you're local and you sent us this press release, why don't we do a spot on your book? Is it still available?
Here's the other weird thing you'd mentioned about not knowing. I got contacted by lawyers, I don't know, it was like 4 years ago, that worked for Virgil Abloh, who's the guy that owns Off-White clothing. And they were prowling on my website and saw an airbrush piece that I put up that I had done in high school. And they asked me if they could license the piece to put in clothing. And it ended up going on like $2,000 a pair of pants that sold out. And then I did another piece for Virgil that ended up being in a runway show in France on a jacket.
That's cool.
And
Nice.
and it was so strange. And I said to some of my friends, I was like, that world is so foreign to me, the high-end fashion world. I never attempted to be in it. I never reached out to these people. Virgil in that space is kind of a pretty well-known guy. And he was a hell of an awesome guy to work for. Off-White was great to deal with. And then I designed his album cover for his electronic record. It was strange. So it's weird. Like, and if you would say, I want to go do work for these people, I don't know, they talk to you, but it was odd how they kind of like, hey, we saw this thing you did, in the 90s, like, we like it. And I was like, sure, whatever. And so it is weird. You never know who's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And that was always strange to me, to see art in a fashion show in France in a video. Yeah. So you never know, man.
It had to have been awesome, though. That was
It was really cool.
Great,
But
yeah.
I'm telling you, the lesson is you never know what eyes are on you. You have
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea. And these guys, it was just a lawyer sent me a thing, and I sent it to my sister-in-law as a lawyer. I said, "Is this real?" And she did her due diligence. She's like, "Yeah, these are all real. These are all real people. This isn't fake." And so, I mean, you never know who's watching this show, right? Who's watching INDIE, right? So, I mean, you never know.
And who is watching the show, Varian? You got numbers?
Not yet. I'm still waiting for my numbers.
Still
But
waiting for the equipment to warm up.
I will say this though. You got to be careful. I know you said you're looking at indie comics, indie community right now. Be careful, because there are some times where you get into, me and Randy call it the bucket. You get into that bucket and you can't get out. And there are people who don't want you out. So you got to be careful that when you start, trying to get that exposure. There are people who will make sure that you can't. Imperial Volt says he heard the drawing the Flintstones may get you some exposure.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've got a clip on that.
Daniel says, yeah, it's not an overnight thing. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Not everyone has a meteoric rise.
Yeah.
Rebel Comic says, how many rejections the top father get? Got to grind. Siege says, to be honest, you're your own exposure. You have to build your own audience. It starts with people liking you so that others will talk about you and bring you into their social circles.
Mm-hmm.
Jake says, definitely. Wait, I've been doing exposure wrong then. Better tuck the coat away and dress properly.
As well you should over there. Actually, you're probably stuck indoors at this point, aren't you, Jake? He's over in the Netherlands, I believe. They're under severe lockdown.
CJ says, so if you aren't making headway on exposure, then ask yourself what you are doing. What are you not doing?
You're not doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Grand Comic Account says local news, local comic shops that will allow you to do an appearance, smaller comic conventions when they come back.
Yeah.
Jake says people that desire mainstream attention ought to watch King of Comedy.
Yeah, there you go.
And
Wow.
my local paper does not report on anything interesting in the world of arts and entertainment. The internet killed the paper. Sorry to hear that, says Jake.
Yeah. And, sorry to hear that.
M3 says, I guess the answer is just to get a website, have a presence out there somewhere.
Yeah.
The comment section was cut out long ago on paper. Yeah.
Oh, especially sorry, S3.
And Jason Moore says,
M3, I should say. Yeah.
Jason Moore says, if you're looking to get into this industry in order to get fame and attention only, then in my opinion, you'll always fail. You garner fame and attention by loving the craft of storytelling in comics. And then Jake says, the Siberian cold, snow, virus don't stop me enjoying free balling with Coke.
Well, there you go. Good on you, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Free ball away, my friend.
Yep.
That's horrible. That's horrible. We are, Randy, I got numbers. We are at 42,844.
Just to start out there on Indie Volt Radio, make sure you call your friends and tell them that we're on.
Yep. Thank you for listening, Indie Volt Radio.
Yes, thank you for listening.
We appreciate it. 42,000 of you listening to Indie Volt Radio. Now, I do have, that was the last question I have, but I do have a question from Indie Volt Radio. And this one is a bit of a doozy. Tell me what you guys think. Is there an echo? You guys hearing that?
I hate to say it, but Jason's on his phone. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're gonna get a little bit of feedback.
It's okay. Well, Jason, I'll mute you for just a second while I'm reading.
Mute me.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So this is from Indie Volt Radio. Okay. I have. Oh, wait, now this is from. Well, I'm not gonna say his name because it might get him in some trouble. I've been commissioned to draw a comic. The gentleman has asked me to draw this book. It is for his private collection. He has offered me $3.50 a page, already paying half up front for this 22-page book.
Damn.
Yeah. The problem is, it is a tale featuring the writer, who is the original commissioner of the piece, having a relationship with a person who is under the legal. He does. He says, "Is this illegal for me to draw? We are both United States citizens. What should I do? Should I turn the money back over to him? Should I go to the police? I'm looking for some, answer. I'm looking for some answers here, guys. Please help out. Thanks."
How much of that stuff has he done? Do you know?
He did not say, but he said that he 22-page comic and the guy paid half. So Jason smacking his head over there. I bring you in 1 second, Jason. I would return the money
immediately.
Yeah. Return the money. Get screenshots of yourself returning the money. Get all that so that I see bail out, run. There's lots of runs. So yeah, I would definitely not do that book. Even though it's supposedly imaginary, it's supposedly fiction. I would not be comfortable doing that book.
With the laws and the temperament currently in the country, I would never take that chance.
Yeah.
No matter how much they were going to pay, just quietly return the money and say, no, what you're asking me to do is considered to be illegal in most states and countries, and I'm just not going to do it. Yeah. I just can't take your money. I'm sorry. Here you go.
Wait, what was the question? There's a guy who is drawing a book for a guy, and it may contain illegal subject matter.
It's the guy who commissioned the piece having a relationship with somebody that is apparently definitely underage. So, yeah.
And he wants him to draw, and he could be getting his jollies from that. So you got to be very careful. I'm going to bring Jason.
He's paying $350 a page. He better be getting something. Well, no, not really, but he shouldn't. Just run.
John says, if you draw some already, just turn yourself into commissioner as well. Yeah, just if you already partake in.
You could get in trouble if somebody knew that you were drawing it. You could get in trouble when you mail the artwork to the person, because that's a federal offense.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring Jason in here,
and I think you're begging for trouble if you keep working on the product.
So I'm doing some hand math here, and if my math is correct, that would be a $7,700 payment. And so in my regular job, I do work occasionally with our state prisons. And not last year, but for the prior couple years, I spend a day with my clients inside a state maximum security prison in our state. They have a program where they ask outside vendors and stuff to come in and speak to some of the staff at the prison. So I do spend time at one of our state maximum security prisons. And I can tell you from spending a day at the prison, you can't have a watch to look at, but you're always wondering when you're going to get out, because being inside is incredibly scary. So when I'm looking at $7,700, which if my math is right, versus like looking at spending years inside a place like that, look, I don't know the laws. I don't know if what this guy's saying breaks a law, but if it does, or there's a chance of it, run, don't walk to wherever it is to stop doing it, because I'm telling you, from being in a state maximum security prison for a day, $7,700 ain't scratching the surface. This is insane. What are you doing, man?
Well, I think that sometimes what happens now, Daphne had asked a good question. Why do these commissioners only reveal the point of their request after the money changes hands? Yeah. I think that's why, because they put up that ridiculous amount. They're like, hey, you want to make $350 a page? I sure do.
That should
And
be a
then-
red flag right there, though.
Yeah, and you're like, well, what do I got to draw? And they're like, well, I want you to draw this, and it's like,
Yeah.
So who was Mickey Mouse?
There
Who
we
was
go.
Mickey Mouse having sex with?
Daphne finishes off, says, why can't they just pay for Flintstone porn like normal people?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's pay for the Flintstones porn, man. You know,
Yeah.
and regular Flintstones porn, like the
Mhm.
adult versions.
It's that's all. Yeah.
Make sure.
Jason, you haven't watched the program on a regular basis. This comes from a very important question that we pose every once in a while to artists.
Mhm.
That we have somebody most people know that speaks up and asks if they draw the Flintstones naked because there's a market for that.
You know, I've seen a lot of the Scooby-Doo characters naked. For some reason, that seems to be a thing. And I more and more that crosses my path. Not Flintstones.
Nothing like a hot Velma. Nothing.
Yeah, the Scooby characters, not the Flintstones. So I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong wavelength. I don't know.
I was sucking for redheads. Velma didn't do it for me. She didn't.
Oh, Velma does it for me.
However, I am pretty sure that Shaggy had a relationship with
Let's not go there. That's illegal.
Not with Scooby.
Ruby Roo.
I'm like, what is he talking about? Peter Joseph Vol says, Pshaw, Scooby's always naked. He's literally
Scooby's always naked.
Never wearing clothes. Cameron says, they make sure you lose track of your time. Yeah. And so I would not do that piece of art. I would not do that project. I would return any monies.
Yep.
And it might, because listen, I'll tell you this. We had when I used to have a lot of booth models, I would put out the call for them, and I got a young lady who started messaging me, and she wanted to know if I thought she read my email incorrectly because she wanted to get her daughter involved, which is fine. But then I realized her daughter was like young, and I'm like, oh no, we need booth models for our convention. I can't take a 4-year-old, sorry. Or do you know who would want to model? So I gave her when I was a kid and I was a model, so I gave my model agency's information. I said, yeah, call them. You're gonna have to go get some photos made, but there's some photographers. They'll give you some information. It'll be fine. And she was like, oh well, she's really comfortable around people, and she went a little too far with what she told me, and I got really, really worried. And I remember printing out all the emails and immediately getting in the car, driving to my local police station and snitching. I'm like, hey, look, these are the emails. The lady contacted me. I told her I don't suggest she do any of this. You can see in the email, here. I walked in. Unfortunately, I've been watching SVU, so I think I'm going to walk in and get sat down and I'm going to answer all these questions. I didn't get as far as the front desk. I gave the guy the email. He looked at it. He says, yeah, hand it back to me. Don't talk to the lady. Just continue talking to her. And I'm like, wow. You're not gonna write down the email? No, just don't talk to her. And I'm like, the only way that I was able to get some sleep was hoping that it was that he looked at the email and realized it was one of theirs. It was a sting or something. That's the only way I was able to get some sleep, because otherwise I just felt like there's a little girl out there whose mom is a piece of shit. And I tried to tell the police and they didn't care. So that bothered me. But the only way I got sleep was saying they must have recognized the email.
Yeah, I think you might have had gone to CPS. That might have been better.
Yeah,
I probably should. I probably should.
They might have, actually acted on it and at least looked into it, done their due diligence.
Yeah. Geogrammaton says it gives a new meaning to the phrase "roll."
Yes.
We got no if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the Mystery Machine is just a bang bus in disguise. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I keep trying to keep talking to my wife and let me get a fake taxi sticker. But she won't let me do it because I want to get like a fake taxi sticker and then do Uber and just pull up so this ride could be free. But watch what happens. It'll be awesome. Well, horrible. Straight up, dude, says Cameron. So let's look at. I want to take a look over here at Lords of the Cosmos. Rain, do you have it pulled up?
I can get it.
Should you please?
Give me a moment.
And while we're waiting for that to pull up, I want to thank you guys for listening over on Indie Vote Radio. We are gonna be doing hopefully doing a new show pretty soon on Indie Vote Radio only show over there. It will probably be a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? Harsher,
Frivolous.
Yeah. What we have here,
Provocative.
yeah, provocative is a good word for it.
Ground gaining.
Yeah. We'll have all the new illustrators gaining ground aggressively over there. Oh, one day people will put together. I know what they. Hey, I don't like what that variant guy is doing. One day.
There it is.
There you are. Lords of the Cosmos, $5,151. He is funded. Here we go.
Look at that. We're gonna run it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to go out and get sound then.
Okay.
Hang on just a second here.
Lords of the Cosmos. And now this is your love letter to the 80s, correct, Jason?
It is. Yeah, no, for people of a certain age, there was that crazy time when I think the government had to lax up their rules on like having cartoons that advertised toys, and I caught, I think, the full force of it. And it was transcendent. Like I loved all the stupid toys, even like kind of the B-listers, and I just like that whole scene. I like the comics, I like the toys, I like the cartoons. Some of my favorite things were going to places like Kmart with my mom and dad and like looking at toys in the shelves and just deconstructing the packaging and just being into all the stupid awesomeness that was that era, and again, I remember getting things like the Sears catalog and tearing into the action figure section for 4 or 5 pages like G.I. Joe, Mask, those characters and getting excited to see, the more action oriented cartoons. But yeah, this is our little trailer. Check it out.
Here it is. Cool.
Nice.
Thank you.
So Jason, how long have you been working on that one?
This issue, the series, we started it back in 2016. So that was kind of an idea, and then it kind of grew into a bunch of concept drawings and character designs, and then we started to build a book around it around 2016. So, it hasn't been about a year per book, but something like that. I think the last book it took about 15 months to put together. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been a really fun series. I really, really enjoy it. We're working on issues 5 and 6, right now simultaneously, and people seem to enjoy it. They like it. I think it's a quality book, but I think it touches on some emotional touchstones for again, people that miss that kind of cheesy yet fun action oriented era. So. We were lucky. That's Matt Triano. He's a super talented artist. That's a friend, and he did that variant cover for us. Yeah, he did a bang up job on that.
Sweet. Oh, it's like an old Marvel dress. That's cool.
My buddy Joe Frystuhler, he made a retro cover, so he went for the very old school kind of Marvel look. Yeah. And Joe's the guy that made our Saturday morning cartoon ad that's in the Kickstarter, and it's going to be in the book. And right now he's working on an old school Marvel bullpen style letters page for the book, which no one's written us a letter yet. uglystudios@outlook.com, send us a letter. But no, we really just tried to have fun with the book. I was saying to JD before the show, I got to hang out with him for a weekend at a show in Reading at an abandoned factory of all places. It was like having a comic book show at the end of RoboCop. And I remember he talked to me about building a ton of toys. And I remember he said, if you ever make toys, don't make a lot. And then a couple years later, I met a guy named Eric at Wizard World Philadelphia, and he was making little one-off sculptures. And I got his card, and when we started working on the first Lords of the Cosmos book, I had him make one of the action figure characters as an action figure, but just one. And then so we've done that for every issue, where each issue has a toy, and people have responded to that. We've actually sold a couple one-off sculpts to people that they want to get them. That's a variant cover from a fellow from Russia named Willem Smith.
Yeah,
he's got a real crazy Jeff Darrow style to it. So that's more Danix. He's our cyborg cannibal character in the book. But yeah, no, we were blessed to get some really talented people to work on this issue. It's fun. It's got a lot of different styles. The book has 4 stories. I did the main story, and then there's 3 side stories that veer off into some of the characters that introduce themselves in the main story. So we even have little callbacks like during the main story, like check this issue out. Like I love that with the old school Marvel and DC books, where it would be like, read West Coast Avengers 12, and then there was this mad race to see if you had it or then purchase that back issue. So it's a thick book. It's got 40 interior pages, no ads, and even the few things that are not the comic book story. There's I think 3 pages that are letters page, pinup, and a cartoon ad for an entire slate of Saturday morning cartoons that didn't exist. So it's a good book. I'm proud of it. I think ultimately it's kind of the book that I'd want to sit down and read randomly. It's a fun book.
Yeah. Now, awesome. I noticed your studio is called Ugly Studio. Does that mean anything?
That's a funny question, Barry. And so, one of my earlier books was just myself and a couple other people just putting some short stories together in an anthology, and we said, what are we going to call it? And the fellow that was doing the lettering said, why don't we call it Ugly, but spell it with an I? And we were like, okay, fine. And there was no deeper reasoning than that, and we've kind of stuck with it. And some of the people that have worked on those books have done little spin-offs here and there, and we just kind of use it. It doesn't really, there's no like hard agreement to it. It's just kind of a gentleman's agreement that we kind of have our own little banner, and we just had fun with it. So
the only reason I asked is because I found out today that Ugly is an anagram. So yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I found that out today. I didn't know that. So I was wondering if maybe yours had a different meaning as well.
I wish I could say that there was more deeper thought into it, but it was just, what are we going to call this thing? And we liked Dark Horse Presents, and we just said, let's call it Ugly Studios, because the letter said that's kind of cool. It's ugly, but it's a different spelling. So
my first company was based off of a misheard song lyric. There was a if anybody here is a wrestling fan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, who I'm pretty sure everyone knows, WWE started using Disturbed for his intro.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the first time they put words of Stone Cold's music. And if you listen to it, it sounds like they're saying Unlimited Psycho. And I'm like, what the hell are they saying? So I looked at the lyrics. I seen that's not what they were saying, but that just stuck in my head. So when it came time in my first company, and I named it Unlimited Psycho, and it was fitting because a lot of crazy shit happened there. But new company, you would think that Last Call Comics. I don't know how to name a publishing company at all. I can name any other company. Publishing company, I give them the worst names. My next publishing company is going to be called Calderon Presto.
Nice.
Yeah. It's going to be called Calderon Presto. I'm going to. That way I don't have to worry about anything. It's Randy says it's got to be ABC. It's in the C. It's up front. It's going to be great.
As long as I get that check every month, it's okay. It's okay. That's all I want. Give me that check every month. You're good. Yeah,
I was gonna put a little accent mark on there. Just a little
umlauts.
Yeah.
People still misread it and call it Cauldron Press.
Yeah.
Probably.
Cauldron? No.
Mhm.
Is there a cauldron? I think there is.
They should send me a check too.
Yeah. The smartest thing I did was by having Last Call Comics, which does not mean like it wasn't beer themed, but that made it easier to swallow. So I wrapped it in a nice little, beer themed aesthetic. But when we started doing children's comics, I'm like, look, I can't have, I can't put these kids, these underage kids under Last Call Comics, these books. Well, what I'm gonna call them, like, teenage drinkers,
No, teenage mutant ninja drinkers.
Yeah, I was on, minor in possession press. What am I supposed to call it? So we end up calling it a root beer press for my children's division, which is it's kind of cute. Maybe call it Cowderlight Press. Cowderlight, yeah. Yeah, Cowderlight Press. That's what
I'll take a check from that too.
Yeah, so how much money you trying to get from us?
JD will just take a check in general. That's all.
Now, you can check out Lords of the Cosmos, $5,151. I'm looking at it. That should be an enamel pin, Jason.
What's that? That should be my
that
pin.
Logo should be an enamel pin.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Maybe we should do it. That's a good idea. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah,
that's actually very nice. Yeah, that would make a nice enamel pin.
Mm-hmm. I expect the free one.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll be reaching out to you for my free one. Like, Calvin, notice you made some, and I've been checking my mailbox every day. Now it was let me see here. You guys got 19 days ago over there on Kickstarter and pick this book up. When are you looking to move this? When is it going to be delivered?
So the book right now, honestly, it's about 98% done. We just have to make the letters page. We need some letters. Letters are needed, and then we have the interior cover just needs the backers' names and the credits put together, and that's it. So once those two things are done, which we need the backers to do, we'll send it to the printer. I hope to have the books by like May. I'm hoping to have them all in the mail to people by July at the latest. That's my plan. So yeah, mid-year.
Cool. Maxidermy Press. That's pretty cool.
I don't like to put these books on Kickstarter until they're almost done, because it takes a lot of pressure off me. Where if the biggest problem is we need all the backers to send in their names and a letter, right? I keep letters, right? That's nothing. Like, we can do that in our sleep. So it takes the pressure off me and the team just to say this is almost done. Here's the credits. Here's the backers' names. Here's some letters, and yeah, there you go. It's easy.
You're always saying it's never easy. Can't wait to check out this book. We want to have you back on as it starts, fulfilling. You start getting out to people. What is the what's the entry level package? I know you have the one, but you also have a catch up tier.
So the print one for all 4 issues is $35, and I believe the PDF is $15. And I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to go on the Kickstarter. I'm going to look because I want to make sure I'm telling the truth. But I believe those are the numbers. But let me check.
PDFs 1 through 4 is 15. Physical copy of issue 4 is also 15. 2 main covers, physical copies, issue 4 is 22. 1 variant cover of your choice is 25. Physical copies of issue 1 through 4 is $35.
There you go. I was right. 15 digital, 35 physical for all 4 issues.
Very good. And how many pages do the issues run usually?
They've been between 36 and 44, so average of 40 pages.
Cool.
So it's every issue is thicker than your average comic.
Yeah, they're definitely larger books. To be honest, it just ends up being there's so much stuff that I get excited to put into, and they just always get a little bigger than I think. And I don't know, it's fun to get a hefty book, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, you guys got 19 days to get over there and pick up this book, and he's gonna ship them out anywhere around the world, anywhere, and it's looking like you're gonna get your hands on them in September of 2021. So that's right. Get to it. I think
a sketch cover of issue 4 and a T-shirt, $75.
It's a deal.
Original art page and the book is $75.
original art, $75.
That is a steal.
Yeah.
I used to make them more, but I've tried to make them less expensive because my attitude is I like the art to find homes. I don't know. Some people want to hoard all of it, and I'm like, I have a digital scan. I'd rather the art find homes, because when original art finds a home, I think that makes a fan for life. It's a special connection. So to me, they do more good when they're out in the world, not like stacked up on a shelf where I have like hundreds of original pages. That's just me, though.
Let's see here. So yeah, guys, go over there. 141 backers. Let's make it 150. Let's try to get them to 150. Still got a couple days to go. Is this your? Are you going to extend after this, or are you in extension?
They don't allow it.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, one thing I have heard, and I'm just curious what the other people think about this. I've had some people say, "Oh, when you're done on Kickstarter, go do around the Indiegogo too." Is that a thing? Is that something people are doing where they go to the other?
There's a couple of ways to go about it. Indiegogo has an in-demand store, and they will honor what you've done on another platform. So you can take it and transfer it over there, so you'll end up with a store, and people can just keep reordering it from there. Or what I would suggest is just doing a separate campaign on Indiegogo. And then just run it for like 30 days or whatever. Put it at the minute. Put it at $500, and then once you get past that amount, you will have that store available to you. But you got to make that goal of 500. And
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, because what I do, I have one of those stores, and every now and again I'll get an email from IGG, and they'll be like, "Hey, we're sending you $150," and I'm like, "What's that from?" And I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go fill somebody's order," and then I gotta go run and fill somebody's order. So it's actually really cool, and it's just fun. You just get that order, and you're like, "Oh, I thought people forgot me," and they didn't. They just they just order your stuff. So it's cool. It's a nice system.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. That's good to know. On that $500 total, that's good to know.
Yeah. But the only thing with IGG is that with that one, it's very different than Kickstarter. Is you got to bring your own audience, because like in Kickstarter is a little different. People will find you there. There's enough heads there that they'll find you. But with Indiegogo, you have to push people to go there to pick up your stuff. So you got to work that one a little bit harder.
Indiegogo.
Yeah.
They just take all my money. That's the problem. I've got money wrapped up over there. I can't touch. It's gone. We're being joined by Mr. Danger himself. I see a lot of flickering screens over there.
The one and only.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hey Josh, how's it going?
How are you?
It's going good. I'm not sure if I'm seeing the visuals right. Should I be looking at Lords of the Cosmos?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool. Then I'm in the right place. Cool.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. We're checking out this book. Now this is number 4, so you can get that catch-up tier. I suggest you do that because it's always nice to know what's going on. You're not lost in the book. Because I've got some books like that where I end up getting book number 3 and I have no idea what's going on. And there's no write up, hey, this happened in issue 1 and 2 and whatnot. So anytime somebody offers, the future, it's like binge reading too. It's awesome. Let's see here. All right, so I'm going to take this one down, Randy, and I'm going to also bring up something that I told Lola we'd show off today.
You should probably have Josh introduce himself to the radio audience.
Oh, go ahead, Josh. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Josh Dahl. I'm a comics creator and independent business person and opinionated person.
Opinionated person. That'll do. We'll take that.
All right.
And Lola's been threatening to.
Josh hasn't been on the show in a while, has he?
No, he hasn't.
It's been a while since we've seen you, Josh. So,
I stopped caring about things.
Oh,
That's always nice. I wish I could do that.
It's terrific. I strongly recommend it.
Now we have an important message from somebody you may know. Hang on.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal. God damn it.
Thank you.
You know, it's always weird when I see Carl Winslow swearing. It's always weird to me. It's like, why is Carl Winslow in this movie? And he's a cop, so it definitely, it's like, no wonder he didn't want to see Urkel when he came home.
Yeah.
Like, what's this kid doing in my house? Get rid of him. Lola, are you ready? Not ready? Okay. I can wait. You know, we can just wait on you. Does it give it that awkward pause? It's like, we wait on you. No, it's fine.
Pregnant pause there.
Yeah.
Awkward pause.
No, don't say pregnant. That's scary.
Yeah.
I'm looking for plan B. I'm like, what pregnant?
Sorry. Very sorry.
He said she was. What did he say, Lola? You ready?
No.
Oh, get somebody else. I see. Wow. So we can just do that. Okay. So Indie Vote Radio. Another question for you guys is when a convention won't give you back your money for a table, what are our options?
Well, you could cry.
Yeah.
Stomp your foot for a while.
Yeah.
Scream to the media. Get on some podcasts and let everybody else know. If you sent money in to GotchaCon, guess what? They got you.
They got you. Yeah.
Well,
So
That's why I'm leery right now whenever anybody tells me that they bought a table at a show this year already that's coming up. I hope it goes on.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how circumstances are going to go.
Right. No, you don't.
How have circumstances been going thus far? I've heard little trickles of people going to shows, but I haven't really. What is the general consensus?
If you're lucky enough to live in Florida, they've been having shows on a regular
I'm
basis.
sorry, it sounded like you said lucky. And
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did.
Florida.
I did. Yes. Sorry. Florida's a free state.
yeah,
but,
some people like Florida.
Yeah. Up here, they only allow 25% occupancy to the restaurants. And that just started yesterday.
Right.
So, but before that, they were down for 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got our restaurants back today. I didn't go out, but
Yesterday we got them back. Yeah.
Damn, Josh, the print machine is having a party, says Jake. And Cameron says, there it is, great for radio. It is. So I did want to get into one thing that I promised to talk about here. We've been talking about dumbass decisions in comics, dumbass plans, and I know we got to get into this. Here's the app. JD popped that for that. So here's the situation that I was made aware of over the weekend. There is an artist who decided that, or a creator who decided that he was, or his grift is to call comic book shops really excited. Hey, have you guys picked up? Yeah, get ready for it. Have you guys picked up Comic A? Or do you guys have that? You don't have it? Man, I want it. Can you order it for me? I'll come pick it up. The store is like, sure, we'll order it for you. This guy is really enthused from what I understand. He wants the book. The store hangs up. The store orders the book. The book comes in. The store says, oh, let me call this guy back. Hey, we got your book. Wait a minute. It's going to a number that won't answer or a dead telephone number. Now the store is stuck with that book. They can't sell it. Well, this happened to, I think, 2 or 3 different comic shops this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately for those unfortunately for the person who did it, those comic shops were friends with friend of the show, Dennis Barger, who
we've had Dennis on the show before, and he can get rather vocal.
Yeah, who went on and
when he wants to be. Yeah.
who started researching what the hell was going on. And Dennis reached out to the guy, and there's a whole thing going on. There's a whole thing going on between this guy and Dennis about what happened. And
you know what they say about that?
What's that?
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
The guy reached out to Dennis. He told Dennis, he says, "Hey, you left a wild review on our page. I want to. I like to know why, in your own words, if possible."
Wait, hold on. So Dennis left a review on the page of the person who had been calling the shops and placing the phony orders.
Yeah. I guess on the company's, because I guess they kind of figured out like this has to be the company because it's coming from the same area code, coming from the same area as this person.
Okay. Okay.
So it's like if you're in Michigan yet you're calling New York stores to get, you would know what I'm doing. You'd be like, wait a minute, this was a 313 number they called. This guy's up to something. I would be smart. I would get a VoIP and I would never mind. Anyway.
Well, I mean, you could also just say, like, you could also just look at the book they were talking about and say, who is materially involved in this book and where do they live?
Yeah. And Dennis was able to do a lot of that. Unfortunately, not before some of his fellow comic shop owners, got, kind of screwed over. So Dennis reached out to the guy, or the guy reached out to Dennis, and I mean, I think it's a $24 book. So this isn't a, $24, $24.99. The guy didn't like being put on blast. And guy, so then it says, first of all, I have friends who own shops all over the country, and our focus has been nothing but support for local shops, especially in this day and age. We recently and often have been encouraging our friends and family to call their local comic book shops and order books. If you have an issue, please contact me personally, and I'll be glad to help you solve the issue. Thank you. He says that he's actually willing to pay for the books if the shops don't want them. But look, if you got buddies calling around ordering books, it's like we put up text messages or tweets. What do we say? Please don't contact this person with hate. So if you're trying to help me get my book out there, please don't call comic shops and place false orders that you don't want to pick up. You go ahead, Josh.
I mean, trying to like devil's advocate, I guess.
That's right. Go ahead.
Okay. How many orders like this were placed that were not fraudulent? Is it the case where there's a creator involved? Are there? Okay, I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is, to me, it sounds reasonable that if they put out a call, hey, call your shop and order this book. Okay, if I'm a fan of this thing, I might call my shop. Hey, do you have book Y? And then when I see later, they go like, hey, that $25 book you ordered is in. I go, 25 what?
That could be the case. That could be.
Now, it's an awful coincidence that those numbers were then disconnected or didn't work. So I'm saying if in the whole country there were 5 orders and 3 of them were fraudulent that went back to fake numbers in the same region, yeah, that's bullcrap.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if there's 1,000 orders across the country and 3 of them wind up phony with a weird number, coincidence.
Right.
Weird coincidence.
Yeah, it is a bad tactic to use. I mean, because
it's a grift tactic to use, especially if it's the same number. And I'm sure Dennis double checked with the other retailers and said, "Hey, is this 55555? Really? God damn it!" The guy's grifting.
Right. If the different shops are from the same number, if the due diligence has been done, then that's put to bed. This is a grift, and it's, I go far to hustle. I do things other creators won't do. I push it. I bother people, right? I have walked into comic shops and asked about my own comic to hype it up so that person might then Google me or whatever like that. I would never I wouldn't even like try to push up the value, to suggest other people are buying it. That's just, what's the point?
It is pretty bad. Apparently these people after Dennis went off and said, "Hey, look, there's two other stores emerging with this same story that's happening." And he's pretty sure more are going to come forward. Apparently, a young lady jumped up who has nothing to do with the situation. She's probably his girlfriend, and said, "I don't like you're bullying people. You need to stop it. You're bullying these stores. You're bullying these people." And I thought that was pretty funny that she's jumped up. But here's the thing:
that could have been a sock account too by the same guy if he's that ballsy to call up retail. Different retail shops, say, "Hey, order this book. This book's awesome."
All you have to do, I'm not going to say anything much more about it. All you have to do is look up Dennis Barger. You can see his Facebook. He's got
a great way to sell 10 copies an hour and make a nice amount of change over the weekend, and take all of these, thinking that all of these retail shops are suckers for a sale. And
you could, you could do that. I hope that's not what happened. Remember,
that's a really bad example for everybody else calling up actually wanting a book that they think is really cool looking.
But also the other question is all these retail, they got the book, are they even trying to sell it? You know what I mean? Like somebody just put down because the strange thing might happen is that they might put it on their shelf and sell it. I'm not condoning what this person is doing, but I'm just saying,
or have it sit there for years eating up the retailer's profit margin.
You knock it down a few bucks, you do what you got to do. But, you got lemons, you make lemonade. I mean, you're stuck with it anyway. What are you going to do? Just might as well try to sell it.
If it was my shop, I would figure out exactly. I figure out the cost of it. You know what I mean? The cost that I pay. And I put a sticker on the front of it that says, "This creator swindled me. Buy this book at cost."
There you go.
Yeah.
Let me let Jason in here. Jason, you want to say something?
So in my regular job, I do commercial sales and heating and cooling. So we sell rooftop air conditioning and heat pumps and things like that. And we had a guy that showed up out of kind of left field the other year, and he had us order in a $2,300 custom built roof curb for a rooftop. To you pull the box off, you put the adapter curb on, then you put a new rooftop on. And he bought this thing. And he was a cash only account, but he's like, "I really need it. It's a very serious job." And he ran, and we had this stupid curb filling up space at our warehouse. And I caught him in a parking lot at a Subway. And I went up and tapped on his window, and I was like, "Yo, are you going to pay for that roof curb?" Dude, there's this awkward level, and I've been in industrial and commercial sales for too long, and I've had to be unfortunately involved in credit issues and money issues over the years, and I love these grift stories. This grift, I can't even wrap my head around, because it's like, how much money is this? Like, if you're gonna grift, right? I like the grift kings. I like this, but if we're gonna grift, like, let's grift real money. What do you? Oh man, like I got $18 from a comic book store in Sheboygan. Like, what? Okay, because you're gonna piss people off, and like now you got this show with 40-some thousand people hearing us talking about this mayhem. I'm gonna look up this like the for what little bit of money you're making. It's like, what? At least this guy ripped us off for a couple grand. He didn't get the unit, but it's like at least he was really trying to grift. I don't know, man. If you're gonna grift, like grift for real. I don't get this $20. I'm gonna call. Could you buy Lords of the Cosmos or get 3 copies? Send me.
But think about it too. If I'm a greedy shop owner, I mean, and I don't have to say I won't say I'm greedy, but let's say I'm a shop owner. You call and you say, "Hey, this book is great," and the guy's really enthusiastic about it, which they claim he is. The person who calls is really enthusiastic. You might start thinking, "Am I missing something here?"
Maybe.
Because am I missing the next Ninja Turtles here? Hey, you know what? Let me tell these guys, I'm gonna order 6 of these books. I know what's a ridiculous.
I mean, and here's the thing. I mean, like, and maybe the greedy shop owner gets a little greedy, but on the same token, like, you can only pull this kind of crap once. Where it's like you can't. If you're an indie comic maker, you can't people know who you are.
Yeah, they will remember you.
Here's a question though. What about this? Would this work if somebody did this but paid for the books, right? So you would lose the percentage of the cost, right? But you could strategically hit all these popular shops and show, oh, people are. So if you, this is sketchy, but it's not too unethical. Like if I and my wife and 2 other people all ordered the same book from the same shop on different days and paid for it.
Yeah.
There's, what are the chances that book, you'd have to have a high quality book to come in behind that, but like,
if a retailer's automatically sold 3, it's likely he's going to order 5.
There was an artist, and I won't name his name. Well, I say artist loosely, and he was making a lot of money in Western Pennsylvania doing shows. And he was doing Pittsburgh Comic-Con before it got bought. And his art was solid. And a young lady bought a really nice piece of Harley Quinn doing some different stuff. And I remember he actually walked past my booth and was like, I just got like $400, dude, $400. He was very proud of I have all this money. And then that piece, it ended up being on Bleeding Cool. That young woman thought it was familiar. She was a Harley Quinn super fan, and she realized it was some high-profile artist work. I don't remember who, but then she sent it to that artist, and it was a complete. It was, and then Bleeding Cool got their hooks into this guy's portfolio. Every single thing he had was somebody else's art.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and like. I spoke with a friend of his and I said, why was he doing it? And he said, Jason, honestly, he was making a ton of money. And here's the thing, like, I don't think I ever saw him after that. And it was, and you're like, why? And, maybe it was money, but it was sad and kind of just upsetting, where it's like, damn, like you're stealing from the customers. You're stealing from the people that made this stuff. You're just stealing from everybody.
When he could just call himself an art dealer and do almost the exact same thing.
That's a great point. Yeah, why didn't you just become a reseller and say, hey, I'm going to sell these Jim Lee prints or what? Buy licensed stuff and sell it. Like,
and you could, if you were a broker, you could still sit there next to the other work and doodle on your pad and go, no, this is what I do, but I sell it. Like, there's no reason he couldn't do better doing that. That's crazy.
Now, was the $400 for an original? Or for
well, it was his original, but what it would be like if I printed out a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man piece and traced it and then you know what I mean? So it's me. But he was selling it, so it was his original of basically a complete copy. Complete.
Right.
And that's not exactly the same thing, but it's a grip. But that guy was making apparently thousands of dollars per show. So to me, the grift, I could understand the grift more because at least there was more money. This grift we're talking about, man, it's a lot of work for not a lot of money. And even to the point about ordering the book, having a store order it, and then going into buying it. It's like, okay, that's not really illegal. It's kind of lame ethics, but it's like, God, there's a lot of expense. You drive into the store.
It's such a long con. Like if we were planning a heist, I could imagine if the setup. I'm sorry, I'm getting creative here. If the setup was, I'm the publisher in the shop making the deal with the guy, and I have my buddy call while we're making the deal and go, "Do you have any of X book?" Like, okay, maybe like. Yeah. But you're right. The end game here is so thin and long, and it just that's the biggest thing that makes me think there must be some mistake or there must be some blunder that we are unaware of. There's some like this is not somebody's plan. This is somebody's failure of a plan.
Yeah, it all depends on if it was an idiot that called up and just never bothered to pick up the book, or if it was actually planned.
Now they are since Dennis has gone public, they are going after Dennis's Facebook his store, and they're like hammering it with like you did this and you did that. I sent everybody you can go everybody here in the room can go through and kind of look at what's happening. But also, and this is one of the last Grift King things we have for this evening. 1 second. I want to make sure I send this out correctly. This happened to there we go. Jason, that's you with the okay. That's it. The red picture on Facebook. Is it red? Yeah.
Who what?
Jason's. I was looking at Jason's picture on Facebook. I was trying to send him a link.
It's a picture of me from the 70s. It's like an amber picture of me with Cookie Monster.
I sent you some things you can look at about what happened. So
I want to read more about it, and I'll be honest. I love reading about grifts and crime. So I like anything like that. I'm an instant junkie for reading about it. If you guys have never seen American Greed, I could sit and watch American Greed all day, every day. I love that show. I love watching like the grifts, man. I love it.
Well, you guys love this grift because check this out. Now again, in some cases, I don't say names. I can't prove what's happened. This person did give me a little more information, but okay. Imagine this. You are an artist and you are doing a book for a publisher, a creative publisher. You draw the book, everything, the creative publisher, they say, listen, here's what I'm going to do. They pay you your page rate. They say you do a page, you do a page, you send it to me. I'll take a look at it. If it's good, I'll pay you. And it goes this way for about 3 or 4 pages. Then they say, listen, go ahead and finish the book because this is killing me. These YouTube fees, these PayPal fees are killing me. Go ahead and finish the book. I will, I'll pay you when it's finished. So, but still let me see the pages, when you're done. But don't send me high res. Just send me, examples. Well, the artist did this, and I read what happens next. Upon completion of the assignment, I contacted them to let them know that I'm saying them because I don't put the person's name out there. The pages were finished. Like clockwork and on time, I was sent my money through PayPal. Everything was great. I sent in the high-res pages. We talked about 2 days later. I even helped him with the lettering of the book. At that point, he sent it to the printer. Imagine my shock when I woke up a day later and found that the money had been reversed and PayPal had taken the funds back out of my account. So basically, you pay somebody, and much like a fishing line, you yank it back up. Gotta be faster than that. You go right back in the PayPal account to PayPal. Nope, I didn't do that. And you
almost got it. You almost had it there.
You almost had it.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
I don't mean to laugh, but
yeah, this is an old one. I've heard this one before, and I mean, I've heard people just saying things like, "Well, my kid ordered it on my credit card, and it wasn't me."
Yeah,
you hear stuff like that.
I had, and PayPal doesn't care. Nope. Listen, when I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, who I'll call Satan, it was right before I met my wife. She had ordered some stuff off of eBay. I did not notice that she had used my bank account to do so. So when she ordered the stuff, it came. I never knew about it until like later. So I contacted PayPal. I contacted PayPal. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, that's not my stuff. And they said, well, let's look at what else you ordered. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. And they're like, oh, well, it shows here that you ordered some X-Men comics, and looks like here you ordered a Marvel something or rather, a statue. Yeah, and so you ordered 3 Marvel posters. I did. Okay. Now it says that the something wasn't paid for here is a Hellboy action figure. Yeah. Okay. And the other thing is this video game. Yeah, that's right. Well, see, these are all kind of the same things that we look at. And I'm like, well, wait, whoa. Do you and the women you date or whoever you date, you guys don't have anything in common? Like, that's why we were dating, idiot. Like, we had things in common. She liked video games. She liked comic books. So I'm on the hook for what I know it's in my account. I had to actually file police report to make PayPal drop those charges so that I could have a PayPal account again, because they were charged. They wanted, it was like $300 from me. $300. So when people reverse those charges on an artist, that sucks. That work is gone. It's out there.
Yeah.
That's just stealing. There's no.
Yeah.
Let's see. Vanny, you getting ideas for distribution? I am. I'm getting all the grift ideas. I'm getting them all.
I mean, that's such open theft that barely even counts as grift.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, that's nice. Sorry, Jake has sent me some cool stuff for his comic that he's doing. Man, this artwork is coming together. I got to get on something. I got to do something. So guys, which one is the worst grift? Getting your art stolen? Figure out a dumbass way to sell your comic. By it like you said, it's long game, it's thin margins to win, and you've now sullied your reputation with these store owners who apparently, and they all know each other, they all talk, they got Facebook groups, guys, they talk. Hey, this motherfucker called down here and ordered 10 books and didn't come pick them up. Who gets
comic shop owners love to gossip.
Yeah, worse than us.
I mean, how many comic shop owners in the world aren't proud of knowing the most there is about the local comic business?
Yeah. I think they get it. I think the people that Dennis is feuding with, which I don't know if I should say their names, but I think they get Griff King of the Week. What do you guys think?
I like it just because it's so the first draft of a plan. It sounds like I have affection for it because it sounds like something like I would think, oh, like what if I called the shops and then like I would then go, no, that's not a good idea. I like that this person did not have that second part.
What do you think, Randy? Griff King?
I'd like to know more about that artist situation, what the artwork was, and if the guy went through and printed it or whatever.
Yeah, he printed it. It was 32 pages.
I'm sorry, I was only half listening to your explanation because I was busy reading the other part and getting to know the person that Dennis was having trouble with.
It's 32 pages of art now published. They're not getting the money. They're not getting.
Yeah, that would be a lawsuit right there.
That is. I won't pressure you to share, but that's the kind of thing people need to know the name of that person who did that, because I certainly don't ever want to work with someone who openly steals time and energy from artists.
Yeah,
openly steals life, the life that they spent doing that. They didn't do other work. They didn't spend time with their family or friends or do other things. They did that.
Yeah.
And
that's the time you go out and you find a bulldog of a lawyer and you say, look, I only need this much. But I've been damaged.
That's when you find a bulldog of a lawyer and go, hey, do you love artwork? Would you love to have someone design a Deadpool tattoo for you?
Yeah. I need somebody to pay.
Jason, what were you going to say?
I mean, again, through my years of corporating, like there's all kinds of dumb crap where I remember that a place where I used to work, and I won't name it, a fellow that was a branch facility manager got caught running out materials on a manual slip to his friend that had no credit, and then he was just shifting the bill around to other people to like kind of hide this larger and larger amount of money. And I remember when I heard about it when he got fired, I was just like, how do you think you're going to make, $50,000 just vanish? You can play around with it. These grifts are so, I mean, that's why grifts fasted. They're so dumb that it's like, what, at what point? And everyone's got the thing in their local news at some point. Lady that's the secretary at a fire hall wrote 20 grand in checks to herself and got caught. There was a woman in our community, and two of my friends were fascinated with it. She was getting clipped on like 30 felony charges for theft, like doing accounting theft. Mm-hmm. And then she disappeared. I'll email you the articles about it. She disappeared. Her family made a Facebook page looking for her, and people started saying, it's very odd that your family member was kidnapped and disappeared right before her criminal charges. And the family was, how could you say that? She was kidnapped. And then this year, 2021, they caught her living down in New Orleans, and they brought her back to Central PA. And then it was like, oh, she's been living down there to hide. Mm-hmm. And I'm always like, what? Did you really think you were just going to go live somewhere like a secret agent for the rest of your life? They're going to catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But that, like you said, that's the thing with these grifts, though. People think that they're so slick until they get their ass caught, and then they comes across just really stupid.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Like, well, our little dog passed away the other year, but his move is he'd go do something bad, then he'd hide under the couch until my wife yelled at him and he had to come out. It worked for him because he was cute. But yeah, no, I'm fast. I could sit in the show just talking about grifts in the news. But I'm going to send you the articles about that later.
Yeah.
Mind blower.
That's been our Grift King segment. I'm gonna run the bumper for it. I think that the problem is that other people who did the one grift, if you look at their website and the content they put out, it all looks quality. It looks like quality stuff. It looks well produced. I don't understand why they felt the need to go grift. Here we go though. They got Grift King of the Week. Delicious.
And again, that is not a goal for anybody to try to attain.
No. Also, let me ask you guys a question. Wouldn't it have been better if they had called the store and said, listen, do you have this book? And they say no. It says, all right, well, listen, okay, don't worry about it. I'm going to order it from your competitor. and then hung up. Putting it in their mind and saying, maybe I should order that book.
That's like misleading.
Yeah.
And like not really cool. But
no one
much
gets
more clever.
Yeah. And
the
hurt is
you could even then have the shop that you called, if they're in cahoots, calling the other shop and being like, are you guys ordering this book? Right? And they're like, oh, I guess it's all over town.
That would work, JD. See, that's that.
I remember that. His name was Rob something or other.
Yeah. That's that thinking, Jay. That's that New York thinking right there.
It's a little different.
Yeah. I'm gonna call you competitor. Bye. Like, you don't have what I'm looking for? No problem.
Then it's like, hey, kid, you want to make $10 an hour? You want to make $20 an hour? Just talking on the phone. Come here, dial these numbers and say this.
Yeah.
I would just look. I mean, there's auto telemarketing ads everywhere. You can get like 2 hours of telemarketing for $6. So how many comic shops could a telemarketer call in 2 hours for $6?
There you go.
If
you wouldn't even have to pay $20 for that. Yeah.
You know, if you wrote a script that wasn't like a straight up hustle, but just like calling, hey, what's this book about? Is it good? Should I get it? My friend says it's good, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that would be sketchy, but
right.
Jake says, any news regarding a guy that wanted to sell and buy stocks on comic creators? You don't know Art Roth. Actually, Art Roth did. He messaged me on he emailed me, and he wanted to. He's trying to streamline stuff because the stock market news of the last couple of weeks is unnerved him a bit. Let's say that it's unnerved him, and he wants to make sure that his system is not easily manipulated,
griftable. Yeah.
What system? Whose system? What?
There's a gentleman is starting a company called Art Roth, and he wants to take stock. Anybody can come and take stock in their favorite creator, mainly artists.
Okay.
So you can come in and you can buy stock in Josh Dahl.
Right.
Jason's mind is blown.
Yeah. You can buy stock in Jason, but now Jason. The cool thing is Jason would get half of what.
Wait, is I?
Oh yeah.
I should talk to this person.
Jason wants to talk.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would be like me just saying I'm issuing stock in the Oswald Chronicles. I mean, how do you do? You can't do that. This is worse than the guy.
There are financial instruments where you can basically, if you, this isn't my field exactly.
Okay.
So, but basically, if you call the person, let's say we'll call him Art Smith, the artist. If Art Smith is a corporation that produces art and takes in money, then that corporation can sell shares, which are its value. It's that's not actually how it works. It's a little bit more like an ETF, but it's possible to do that. It's possible to legally do that and actually trade it on markets.
So
after reading up on hedge funds and the shorts and all that, in Wall Street, I think anything's possible.
So I have
absolutely.
So here's a question for everybody, and I just thought of this. A friend of mine that's into investing asked me a question. He said, with your art and with your art friends, right? So you guys, are people buying digital art? And I said, I don't think so. I said, I'm not aware of people selling digital art. And then he started sending me these articles about people doing token digital collectibles. And now he has been buying and selling on the side things from a company called Hotshot, where they're like digital NBA memories, where people are buying and selling like unique digital token videos of like, you know, you could get like James Harden or Zion Williamson doing something and buy and sell it. And I'm like, honestly, I've been reading the stuff he's sending me, and I'm like, I can't process this because, and look, I get you can buy and sell anything, but I'm kind of having the same reaction of buying and selling stock in artists that like, I don't disbelieve that it's happening, but kind of like my friend saying, hey, look, I bought and sold a video of, you know, Clint Capella doing something. I'm like, who's paying for this? I believe the process.
That's a great tin can you're talking out of right now.
I think your sound is. Are you?
Yeah.
Is your phone dying?
You're suddenly talking like this.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think your phone.
See, as soon as somebody rises up to start questioning digital collectibles, all of a sudden the mic cuts out, right?
Yeah.
It's the digital
somebody up there at
collectible.
Google's going, they're cutting into our money. Cut them off.
I do think that gifts before grifts is what Jake says. I do think that what Art Roth wanted to do is, you know, again, was based on you, so it was like he was creating his own market too on the site. And I know it was a point where I remember
this is really stressing me out. Who is this? I'm sorry. I need to talk to this person.
the most thing he told me is, he says, well, you know, if the artists don't want to contribute or they don't want to be a part of it, legally, I was told I don't have to get their permission to list them on the site. So technically, it was like, oh man, you know, you're gonna get somebody in trouble. Could you imagine that? Can you imagine that JD Calderon stock is high and you don't get any of it?
Well, you know, I'll get something out of it.
You probably have to be high to buy the stock.
Yeah, I'll find somebody.
Yeah.
You know, I just would not like the fact that when you guys call me and say, hey, Varian, so kind of own you. I take that personally, like, you mother.
I just want to know where we can go to buy so that we can short Dan Slott or Jim Lee. That would be awesome.
Yeah, but they're already short. Don't beat them up on that.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry.
I feel obligated to cut in and cut out again. I'm not fully prepared, but because I am a licensed securities broker, I shouldn't talk about those things in public. Where,
are you really a licensed securities broker?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm studying for my advisor exam, but it's like, to talk in theory, yes, but I'm afraid if I say to something, it can be misconstrued as advice. So, Varian, everybody else, I would very much love to come and talk about these things once those rules are clear on the table, because these are fascinating topics to me, and that's why it's stressing me out so much.
Yeah.
Right.
That said, I gotta get the hell out of here.
It's fine. We will once if I can get Art Roth to come on here, because he did want to come on, but the email he sent me last said that he wanted to get everything taken care of because the last 2 or so weeks have scared him, and he wants to make sure that his market on the site is unfuckable. Basically, he doesn't want anybody to be able to screw it up. So that's what took him off, and he knows that we're gonna hammer him. He knows that because
I mean, I want to either find out what he is doing and learn about it, or help him not make a mistake, or
I will put you in touch with him. I'll shoot you a message tomorrow.
Okay, that's awesome.
All right, and then
Thanks a lot for having me, everybody.
no problem.
Take it easy, Josh.
You have a
Gosh,
good
sorry you
night.
can't stick around, man. But
Yep.
And just to let you guys know, I've been wearing red, white, and blue tights this whole time.
Nice. We like it.
that's a lot more than JD.
This is true. This is true.
Did his camera cut?
We've got that on tape. Here we go.
I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
There we go.
No, I put on pants today. Damn it.
I think make sure. I think he lost the camera. Yeah, so all right. So
Josh had to run.
Let's
He's like,
I want to show you guys something that I thought was cool, and a couple of things I thought was cool. First of all, I got more really cool art from Mr. Vista. I can't say his name.
Art Vista
From
Print.
Jake. Oh, from Jake.
Oh,
Look at that.
Stench.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look at that. Yeah.
Nice.
That looks really cool. I like that. More art from that'll be inside of Revolt. And then
Send your story as soon as it's done. Is that going to be in Revolt?
yeah,
Cool.
it's in Revolt.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I see another page for Revolt today. It was sent to me. It wasn't sent to you. Sent to me, Randy. So see, because
Why
I
they sending it
complained.
to you?
Because I complained that no one. I don't see anything until afterwards.
You're not approving any of this.
I'm not. I'm not. But I was
You're
like,
not. You're so far. You haven't even done a story for the book. Come on.
that's right. That's right.
Get that story in.
I'm just gonna executive produce. That's all I want.
JD did 3 pages, dude, and he writes.
Can I just get executive producer on there? Like, I don't do much. I just get no executive editor.
I'll tell you what. You cut me a check. I'll cut you in as an executive producer.
There we go. That'll be a tier on the campaign.
Okay.
Be an executive producer on this book.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Want
Send
to
me
show you
$10.
guys something that Lola has been threatening us for weeks now that her book is coming, and she's been working real hard on her stuff,
Cool.
and ridiculously hard to the point where she's been sitting at her computer for quite some time. So we had a teaser image today. I'm gonna show it here for the first time on Indie Vault. There's her teaser image.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
For Lore. Lola, can you hear us?
I can.
So there it is.
It's there.
Launching March 31st.
Cool.
Hopefully, if I can get this Indiegogo stuff, I'm still trying to figure it out.
So you go on to Indiegogo. Is that what's happening?
I did. I went to Indiegogo.
Are you set up there?
Halfway. I put a link in the private chat for a preview.
Hey, should I put that up? Should I show it?
You can. I'm waiting on verification so I can actually publish the page.
Oh, there's the teaser page. There it is.
That's the sign up page.
It all started with an invite.
All we see is the ad, the Lure ad. You still have that up.
I need to take that down then. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Let me get rid of that. There we go.
You're fired as an executive producer.
Done.
Yeah. Look, it all started off an invite. So it is Lola's first book. Lola, tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, I haven't worked on my pitch yet, which I should. Basically, it's about this couple. They're into the swinger lifestyle, and there's like this super exclusive invite-only party that you can get into. And but what the characters will soon realize is that the party isn't exactly what they think it's going to be.
I see.
It's a lot of
psychological thriller.
Yeah, a lot of horror.
Well, it's funny thing is, I have to say I see, because I know what it's about. I've read the script, and I have to make sure the Lord doesn't tell too much. She'll be like, "Well, you see, this happens on the first page," and we don't want that to happen.
No, picture like Saw and Taken, and like squish them together.
I don't like being squished together. But I do like the fact that you got this up. I know that you want to jump ahead of everybody else and try to get it, but you're not launching on March 31st, so people can sign up. Yeah, it's got to be verified first. Are you excited?
Nervous.
You gonna fail? Gonna fail hard?
I'm not gonna fail.
No. We won't let you fail.
I got lots of support. I'm not gonna fail.
She'll have to support. Sorry. Buy high, sell low.
There you go.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
I guess it all depends on what you use to get high, right? Sorry. Randy, you need to whip Varian mush.
That's so messed up.
I'm not commenting.
He might enjoy it.
You never know. At this rate, I'm not getting any action. At this rate, JD has like 4 checks coming to him. Yeah, JD's trying to collect all the money.
There we go.
Trying to collect it. Yeah.
So we got Lola's first book, launching March 31st.
Lords of Chaos is out now. 19 days to go.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Lola?
4 is my main book, and then there's 2 other like side books.
And then Lords of Chaos.
It's going
Also,
until February 23rd.
February 23rd. See, that's not far away. People, I remember when Daphne was first launching Ego Raven.
Yeah.
She was like launching this January when, and it's like that's so far away. And then it just the next thing I know is January.
Yeah.
And she's like launching tomorrow. It's like, whoa, what happened? Like you plan to launch 6 months out, and next thing you know, it's 6 months, and it's rough.
Jake says Lola will make it. She just got a promo with the shoe cam.
Yeah.
Sponsored by IndieCron, by the way.
Yeah. This got a promo with shoe cam, and she'll be okay.
I'm gonna try to get on IndieCron too.
Yeah, you can get on IndieCron. He'll add you up there.
Oh yeah.
I'm just excited to see her book because she's gonna make John Grisham. She's gonna try to tell me about the narrative qualities of her. You don't understand her. I can't. Oh my God, I can't write. It's damn. I'm gonna put a pin through her neck. No, I won't put a pin through her neck. But we're gonna have some marital disruptions today, or if she outsells me. Oh, there was a point where she started selling prints at Comic-Con.
Well, you see, and I know this is going to sound cruel, which is partially, I guess, why I'm saying it. You need to do a book first.
Yeah.
So they could actually compare that to Lola's sales.
Yeah. We'll see how much you can sell it.
Yeah.
I would suggest you have her buy you dinner.
Yeah.
That's what.
No, you got to go buy me dinner. I want someone. I don't want you to cook it. I want someone else to cook it. Someone else outside of the house that won't poison me. Because I know how you'll go. But like, oh, you want me to make you dinner? Huh? I'll put a little arsenic in here. No. You know, I know how you Italians do it. Yeah, take a little taste of these. I know how it is. That was incredibly racist, but I don't care. So yeah, guys, go over there and check out Lords of Chaos right now. Listening on Indie Vote Radio 68742.
There we go. We're climbing. Good. Thank
you guys for listening.
We appreciate all of you.
Yes. That's right. We have Jason Lennox here with us, JD Calderon, Randy Zim, Indie Princess Lola, and myself.
What's our big country today on the radio?
Ireland
again.
Yep.
Thanks for listening, everybody out there.
Ireland, Australia. Excuse me. I feel like I'm getting tired. But we're getting
it's gonna spread the yawn around to all of us.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. And then also make sure that you tune in tomorrow night for Indie Volt's Geekgasm episode, which is Miss Lola, the Indie Princess there. It's her show with Daphne Lage and Meredith Live on Win. And they discuss.
Will only be there for like 10 minutes.
What? Say what? What?
Meredith will only be there for like 10, 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, Meredith is making a limited appearance tomorrow, but the other lady,
she's got to run off and promote her campaign somewhere, or what?
No, her campaign is wrapped up. Scheduling, but she'll be back to a normal schedule, and Lola's getting better, so it'll be time soon to get the ladies all give them their time back so they could have their nights back and get some sleep. And Lola should change the Geekgasm to midday so she can sleep too, because she's She's after the show, guys. She's knocked out. I don't know if you guys know that. Like,
then what would the worldwide audience stay up for?
No idea.
On Wednesday nights, yeah,
no idea.
They need their weekly discussion of gorilla milk.
It's horrible. Oh, we're horrible. I want to thank you guys for listening. Where can they find you, Miss Calderon? I said Miss. I'm sorry, Mister.
You did say Miss.
You did say Miss. You know what? Man, you know, I'm gonna visit you in Detroit one day. Just remember, we're gonna be in a room locked together with no audio, no video. Just remember that.
Yeah, but that's it. It'll be too late by then, JD. We'll all be drunk on champagne.
That's true. That's true. Well, I don't drink alcohol, so just understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can find me on Facebook under JD Calderon, Twitter under JD Calderon. You can find me on YouTube under JD Calderon, where I interview independent creators. Jason, I got to bring you on at some point.
I'd love to be on.
Tomorrow, going up live, the Oswald Chronicles, issues 1 and 2 of We Were Just Passing Through. So that's going up tomorrow.
That's a new issue, right? Those are new.
Yeah, those are brand new. That's a brand new story. Yeah, it literally Daphne's campaign is going to end, and we're going to start the next one right now or afterwards. Yeah,
you guys like that feeling of that was it F7 key, just reload.
Family cooperation. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's her campaign doing through her thing. That's through Ego Works. This is through Dreamweaver Press. So
yeah,
it's two separate things.
Yeah. I accidentally put up the Eagle Ravens from Dreamweaver, but I fixed it. So, okay. Mr. Lennox, where can they find you at?
So on Facebook, I am at Jason Lennox Illustrator, and you can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at Lennox Artist, or just go to my website jasonlennox.com. Easy to find, and just Lords of the Cosmos 4 on Kickstarter. So look me up, back the book, and follow me, because I like to talk about old horror films and Japanese animation endlessly in like a loop.
All the crazy geek stuff then.
Yeah. If you want to, like,
Lords of the Cosmos on Kickstarter right now.
Yep.
And you can talk to him about grifts too. He's always open.
Yeah, seriously. If you want to talk to me about grifts and weird crime, I'll send you some other stuff too about how two grifters killed a college professor, tricking him, thinking there was marijuana in a quarry where I live. That was always a big mime. I'll send that to you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What I talked to Jason about what happened here in my backyard.
Literally, no,
literally. Well, around the corner from my house.
More.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was a whole TV show about it. Mr. Zim, where can they find you at, sir?
You can find me on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman, on Twitter under Randy Zim, though I'm not over there very often. If you go over to YouTube, you can find Arrow Comics 4.0 channel. It used to be the Zim Geek channel. That I will have new content up hopefully this week on. And then other than that, you're going to find us back on Thursday morning for the breakfast buzz. That'll be Varian and myself, and maybe Daphne Lage if she gets up and around fast enough. Then on Sunday, I do a program here on Indie Volt Radio called the Sunday Funnies. That Daphne is also my co-host for that, where we talk about the more lighter and more whimsical side, the more fun side of comics, hopefully, most of the time. And you'll have to tune in this Sunday to see what our topic's going to be, because I have no real idea at this point. So, but that's at Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So adjust your clocks accordingly, and we'll have some fun.
Indie Princess, where can they find you at? You got something new.
I do. I copied Meredith, and I have a link tree now. So if you go to Linktree, type in indie_princess, all my links will pop up. So just go to Linktree. You can find me.
Yeah, I was over there earlier. It works.
It does work. It's good. And then, like Varian said, you can find me tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Geekgasm. And also keep an eye out for the email sign-up list for Lore. It will be coming soon as I get verified.
Cool.
JD says, Jake says, JD, don't promise what you can't keep.
Trying to beat me up. Yeah.
Thanks for the stream, fellas.
Thank you for listening, Jake. We appreciate it.
Joe says, so happy that JD learned the show.
The books lesson.
the books lesson. Says thanks for the fun stream too. And Jake finally says through a follow at you, Jason. There we go.
Thank you, Jake.
Following him.
And of course, guys, if you get opportunity, you heard the numbers today. Indie Vote Radio. You can download Indie Vote Radio on Google Play, or if you have an Apple iPhone, you can download the Streamer app. Type in Indie Vote Radio, and you'll be able to hear us. Then you can also listen to Indie Vote Radio on Alexa. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Independent music and shows quite like this, a lot like this. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's free. Check it out, Indie Vote Radio on Google Play and iOS. Also, if music isn't your thing, Indie Vote TV on Roku and Roku-enabled devices. Indie Vote TV is our over-the-top streaming network. It has independent movies, documentaries, some interviews, some long form, something we can't quite do here on the YouTube, or because they'll kick us off. So we have some stuff over there that we can get away with murder, and not
literally, but you know,
yeah, and that is completely free as well. Indie Vote TV on Roku, and then if you want to send in your question and get them laughed at, we'll laugh at them. Indie Vote Live at indievote.com is where you want to email us. Include Indie Vote Live in the subject, and please keep those emails to 90 words or less, so that I can put them on a card, much like I did the other ones today. And me and Randy can read them and make fun of them and you. And it'll be great. It'll be a great time.
We can discuss them on a future program. We might not even pick on them because no question or suggestion that you can send us is too serious or too silly. And it's very important to pass this information on to folks. We love educating people. And remember, our feedback will be better because of your setback. Hashtag get an education. Hashtag Indie Vote.
Thank you guys for listening. We're gonna get out of here. I'll take us out, Randy. Until then,
on our way out the door, though, we want to remind everybody of the immortal words of Jack Kirby, who said, "Kid, comics will break your heart
in two. Break your heart." I'm gonna take us out of here, guys. Love everybody who loves you. Take care of yourselves. Don't kick your dogs. Just be nice. We'll see you back here.
No.
Take care, everybody. Stay healthy.
Have a good night, everybody.
We'll see you soon.
Good night.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
How can he close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.